Steve, I got to ask you something about USC. You know me, I've been on the hard tip. I hate weed. I think it's the fucking worst drug ever. But anyway, well, not cocaine, but
heroin.
Yeah. They partner with a cannabis company, Steve.
Man.
Cannabis Cookie Company in a groundbreaking sponsorship deal. So now is this not just opening Pandora's box all the way up? Like, what are we doing? Is this, to be honest, is this, serious question, is this an attraction to get players from LA to stay home, you think? Or is this an attraction, period, in the generation of kids that just loves weed and vaping and all this shit? Now we can just eat a cookie, old school, get super lit up. How is it a promotion? Back in the day, you couldn't have tobacco, cigarettes, alcohol. You couldn't even talk about it on college campuses. Now, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's an interesting one. It's no longer illegal. So, and there's dispensaries, and these schools have to raise money. And this is now professional sports. It's always been professional. Now they've taken the complete veil off of it. I don't worry about it, coach. Just get your fucking players on the field. Play football. I really, the ancillary stuff. Look, I care about NIL in one sense. What players are we getting?
Yeah.
The other, ethically and morally, there are no boundaries anymore. So the older I get, the less I care about this stuff. If a player decides to get high and ruin his life, good luck to you. Get yourself to a rehab. I would suggest Betty Ford. But would it have been allowed even 10 years ago? Probably not. But again, there's nothing we can do about it. We're not stopping it. I'm not going to pick it. I'm not going to boycott the games. I think there is a slippery slope that is at play here. And I don't know when or what the limit is, but if a company wants to give an institution a large amount of money, and I'm sure this had to go through layers from the school president all the way down to the athletic department, it got cleared, and now they're going to have to deal with those ramifications.
Yeah. And I got to read up on the details of the partnership. I mean, I did a little bit of looking at the breakdown of what the partnership actually means. And, I believe from what I read, no actual products will be provided to the USC's training staff or players. This is strictly more of a marketing-based partnership for events and things of that nature. But still, even to that point, just looking at how
guys, I think we just had an earthquake. Or having
I thought I felt it.
I just felt it too.
Wow.
Oh, it's still happening a little bit. Oh, we're still shaking.
We're still shaking, right?
We're still shaking right now.
Yeah, we're on the 6th floor too.
Oh man, it's still going. It's still going, Steve.
Yeah, wow. That's a slow roller right there. We're still connected though.
We live right now, y'all, on the Coach Show, Big Smitty, and we just experienced the earthquake. Well, we're still experiencing.
Hey, Steve, I've been here too long. It's an earthquake. I feel earthquakes quick as hell. I can feel one still moving right now.
I didn't feel the last couple ones we had, but this was
it's still shaking.
It's an old building we in too. We ain't got the wheels or nothing on this one.
I don't know if we got to evacuate or not.
Why?
Well, we're on the 6th floor
now. I think hopefully.
Does it stop?
For me, it has. Yeah, it was kind of a steady.
Motherfucker, I'm from the earthquake. I'm from here, but we're on the 6th floor, motherfucker.
What that mean?
There's no way down.
That guy, hey, whatever's meant to happen, gonna happen. Hold on. Walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't that what you say?
You can jump out the window. I'm cool. I'm getting down, Steve. Hey, Steve. Let me ask you something real quick. The CBD thing. When are we gonna just stop calling these guys student athletes?
Yeah. Look, they are employees. I don't know at what point we're going to have collective bargaining agreements that kind of tie everything together in terms of schools where it's a multi-year contract. The NIL collectives are basically pay for play. It's not about name, image, and likeness. It really isn't. It's just about we'll pay you to sign over your letter of intent. And I'm actually hearing stories about certain players getting big NILs, and if they're not producing by their sophomore year, they're now on the chopping block. There's a reality to this. If you got one of those big 6-figure deals and you're not moving your way up relatively quickly, you may not be renewed or you may be asked to take a pay cut. So that's the reality of it. So it's a whole new world. I don't know how people deal with it. I was reading some stories about Northern Illinois. I didn't know that they had lost a defensive player to Florida. They lost a tackle to Louisville. Ontario Brown, who was their best player, He was in the portal. It looked like he was gone until he decided, you know what, I need to stay here in Northern Illinois. He's their star player. And that's the challenge. And I don't know. I used to like it when a team had to really trust their own evaluations and develop players. Those days, unfortunately, are over. You have a waiver wire, which is basically the G5 schools. And if I'm a G5 school and I spend 4 years developing a player and I lose somebody, I'd be pissed off. I'd start pointing the finger. I would start snitching. I would start providing all sorts of receipts. It's not going to do anything, but I would do everything I could. I'd be petty. I would list every coach. I'd put out like public messages. I said, this is what this guy did to me. Now, it'd probably kill your career, but it'd be funny as hell to see it.
Dave, you brought up this point a long time ago, a year ago or so. Like, where do you graduate from? What do you actually hold true to your, like, where do you, in 10 years or 20 years, what do you tell your kids what school you went to? I broke it down earlier. I'm like, fuck, it doesn't even make sense. But there's got to be a point where you just take away student athletes.
Well, the schools and the programs have to be just as cutthroat as the players. I would tell, and I've told this to like some major Miami boosters. If a young man leaves our program, he's no longer one of us. So when that guy wants a job referral, he wants a favor, he needs a few bucks, you want to invest in my business, first thing I tell him is, hey, when you transfer to Miami, what school did you go to? I went to XYZ University. Good. Call them. Click.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. I don't, to me, if you graduate and you play honorably for that school, you say that's a 50-year decision you made. But if you're transferring, well, you just made a semester by semester decision. You get no loyalty. That's just, you have to be that way. It's harsh. It's cold. It's kind of cruel. But hey, at least you're learning a life lesson about loyalty.
Steve, I just look at it like we're the most enabling generation as well. Like, we are enabling this by giving a guy like Caleb Williams and literally retiring this guy's jersey. Marinovich's jersey better be fucking retired. I know that.
Well, he didn't win a Heisman, though, Coach.
Yeah, no, but
Todd left USC on bad terms with Larry Smith.
I know. Because he had
different.
Yeah, a little nose candy issue. But listen, but this guy is a borrowed guy. Yeah, it's not like he went to USC. He was, like, to me, these Heisman Trophy winners that come and go from one-year schools and then borrowed, to me, is just weird. Like, it's a.
But I think that's
is it a school thing or a one-guy player thing? Like,
no, here's the thing with when I look at Caleb Williams, so I look at him as a quote-unquote true Trojan, like a Charles White, Marcus Allen, Reggie Bush. I really don't. He was a mercenary, but he did win a Heisman Trophy. Those are hard to come by.
Yeah.
And I think USC, I think it's like a USC thing where if you win Heisman, like you get your jersey retired. That's what I was told. Is that not true?
I don't know if every Heisman Trophy winner at SC's got their jersey retired. Has Leinart been retired?
I believe so. I don't
think so. I'm just saying what I was told. I could have got it wrong.
I don't know if it's retired, but look, when you win a Heisman Trophy for a school, that is something that should be honored. If Cam Ward wins one for Miami, no one's going to care that he was only on campus for 10 months. I mean, that's just the way it is.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But again, he's wearing number 1. That will not be retired. That's like a number that Mario Cristobal gives out as like, hey, you are a special player who has earned this.
Agree.
So it's a little bit different. Miami's only had 4 numbers retired. I don't think they're going to retire anymore. Because, Coach, you know this. You need all the numbers you can get now. I mean, you're going to 105 scholarships. I think it's a pain in the ass when you have 2 guys with the same number, because when you're on special teams, you got to wear that other jersey. I've seen penalties that have actually cost teams games because you have 2 of the same number on like a kickoff return.
That's a recruiting thing, Steve. You're only allowed to wear them on kickoff or special teams. But I used to do it 1 through 9. I got a couple players in the chat right now. 1 through 9, I was the first one ever that I knew that did it because everybody wants 1 through 9, all the skill guys. So I went and got 1 through 9 twice. 1 through 9 on O, 1 through 9 on D, and it is what it is. When I found out the rule was loud and you didn't play on the same field at the same time, it was a great recruiting thing, and now everyone does it. Everyone in the country is doing it. I 1 through 9 twice, but it is what it is. Special teams is the issue, though. I agree, no doubt.